Hello and welcome to another episode of Squirtified Engineering. I'm Spiritus, and if you're new to the channel then please consider subscribing so you can stay up to date with all my different projects. In today's episode we're actually here on a Saturday. I think this is the first time since we moved here, so in 2 years that I've been here to work on my car on a Saturday. I try to avoid it because I don't like being here when there's a lot of people, and I thought it looked like I was going to be alone, but already one has shown up. But yeah, we will see how it goes. I've parked my car so that it's more easy to get out in case it gets too crowded. But we will continue with sandblasting the pieces that are left, doing the final sandblasting of that, hopefully push out the remaining bearings of the front spindle hubs, and perhaps even take apart the rear, I don't have front ones, but the drive axles. That could be nice. So let's see how it goes today. So here we have the the left hand side front spindle hub. Before it's getting its final sandblasting, I will not cover up the bearing, but I will be careful on the other side. But I will be cleaning it and then pressing out the bearing, but I'll do that after sandblasting. And then we have the rear left spindle hub. Before I do the final sandblasting, because there are a few spots that require it, I will actually cover up the hole from both sides, just to be on the safe side, as the bearing is already pressed out from this. And in case you're wondering how I'm taping this shut while keeping this edge visible, this is how I do it. So I tape on the inside after wiping it down with thinner, and then I will just fold it in and tape on top. On the other side, I think I can utilize a horizontal plane. Here we have all the parts that I want to finish by today in order for me to be happy. And so we have the front left spindle hub, the rear left spindle hub, we have the front brake shields and the rear brake shields. If you haven't seen my previous episodes, then this is a phosphor acid based rust remover. I just brush it on and leave it on until it dries. When it's dry, it won't continue, so it's stopping. So in this case I can't go too far with that. It will just make things easier. So this will just blast off quite easily. So that's the first part sandblasted, but it's very hard to get into the small pores. So I actually did another round with the rust eater. Not sure if we can pick it up on video, but there is a slight bubbling going on. See if you can see that there are bubbles at least. So it does react. Hopefully that will sort of get into the pores a bit better, and then I will do a fine quick clean off, and then it should be done for paint. So currently the plastic in the sandblasting cabinet. It's I can still see through it, but not well. So all these pores are very hard to see, and all the small spots are also easily missed. So I will do like a coarse cleanup now, and then put the acid on the things that need it, and then remove the protective film off the protective film, because that's what it is that I'm using right now, and do a fine sandblasting, which will be the final one. And yes, one of the rear spindle hubs is at home, since I'm still doing the CAD drawing of it. So that one, I will just have to take that later. So the next one will be the left rear spindle hub. That one is pretty much done, so hopefully it's just a quick one, and then I will look over it a bit more thoroughly and see if it needs some fine-tuning. So the second piece out of the sandblasting cabinet, there are a few areas where I'm not fully happy, so I will do the same as with the front left spindle hub, and put on a coat of acid, and then move on to the brake shields. Okay, so I brought out the other front spindle and added some acid on that, and then we have the front brake shields. The coarse sandblasting round is completed, so they also got some rust ether or acid. And now I will move on to the rear brake shields, and I think after that I will focus on the drive axles while the rust remover is doing its thing. So here we have all the main parts of today. They have been sandblasted, like a coarse brown. So the rust remover is now doing its work, and the bottle is actually empty now. But while these are drying, I thought that I would focus on the drive shafts, which will also be painted in the same type of paint as I would do these, but different colors. My current plan is to first of all, I have new boots, I have new grease. I'm not taking the grease that I got with the boots, but instead Redline CV2. So this means that I don't have to be as careful with the boots anymore. So I will now or shortly remove the protective tape that I've put on, and then I will try and back off the boot a little bit, sandblast everything. I will do the same out on the CV parts. I guess this is the one that you actually remove when you take them apart. Maybe I do it like this. I will do as I said. I will do the same on these, on the big end of the boot, and then I will paint them. After painting them, I will take them apart completely, and since I will have paint left, I will be able to do some touch-up in case I damage the paint. For example, if I need to hold the drive shaft in a vise like that, then I will definitely scrape off paint. So then I will just scuff it up with sandpaper and then do some more painting. So I have removed the tape, but I tried to push back this boot a bit, but I find it hard. So because it seemed like the only way to actually get it back is to push it off completely. Now I know that's not completely true, but due to that I will sandblast them as they are to remove everything that I can reach, and then when I remove the metal zip ties that holds the boots, then I can do the final edge and I won't risk sand coming in and so on. I will keep these taped up, at least for now. There is some sort of metal piece underneath here. I'm not sure if I'm going to remove it. We'll see. I thought that I saw that, normally you would put these metal zip ties on so that it would rotate in this way, meaning this would be the right hand side. But this one is mounted in the same way. So perhaps someone have replaced them. They are also the same on this end. All of them are probably replaced on a table and just folded in the same way. Or if that's how they do it from factory. Let's get to sandblasting / cleaning. So the sandblasting of the drive shafts are finished. So I guess these can wait a little longer, and I will remove this tape and see what's behind it. So after removing the tape, this one was sticky. This sort of thing that was pressed on here, and it's sticky with grease. And the way I got it off was I was hammering in the knife. So you see that we basically have one thin edge and one wide edge. Between the thin edge and the CB joint is where you drive in the knife carefully like this, hammer it in, and then you can start to bend it out. And that one would, I guess, sort of correlate to the dust shield that's that used to be here, which is rusted away and won't be returning. So we already have a seal riding on this surface, so I don't see why we need this one. So instead of trying to renovate that one and put it back on, I will sandblast this area and paint this one as well. I just need to cover this surface because this one I want to keep nice, and I will do the same on this one. So they are taped up again, so now I can at least sandblast this surface. This surface I don't really care about anymore since I won't be using that deflector setup. But between the ring and the CV joint we got some corrosion, and I'm not a fan of that, so that's what we're going to sandblast away. And since I won't be reinstalling the ring, I will also sandblast this surface so that I can paint it. And then down here we have the surface which rides on the seal. So sandblast a little bit more, and then I think we should try and back off the boots a little. The drive shafts are finished in the sandblasting stage. I will have to push the boots a bit, but I think that I don't need to do anything more in the sandblasting cabinet. I also did the final sandblasting of the left-hand front spindle hub, and here I have wiped the right one down so that you see that it's dry, and I will just sandblast it away. So yeah, a bit more sandblasting, maybe not so much on video though. So the pile of finished pieces ready for paint is growing, and of the pieces that I had on the table, we only have the left rear spindle hub left, and I thought that I would try and record me sandblasting it with my Hero 9, so we'll see how that goes. So the goal for today is accomplished. All of these are now basically ready for cleaning and paint. Maybe I push out the bearings first so I get rid of all the old grease, and I also need to push back the boots and see what's hiding underneath there. But apart from that, really good. So this was quite big. I've been here for 7 hours, I guess. So basically the equivalent of 3 days, because normally I only come here after work. So 7 hours, no food break, nothing to eat, only energy drink and the snooze. So I need to clean up and go and eat. But yeah, this was a good day. So thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe. Stay safe. Take care. Bye bye.